Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
All right, y'all. It's Beat Break Radio FM, beatbreakradiofm.com, coming to you from the 2018 ASIFAC Animation Festival Conference in Atlanta. I go by the name of Sean Garvey. And standing next to me is a participant of this amazing event that is going down right now, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and tell our listeners who you are and what brought you to the 2018 ASIFAC.
Absolutely. My name is Jack Wilmot. I sponsored the conference. Disrupt. We're a VR studio, so just enjoying the different films around here.
Yeah, okay.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, so let's go to the genesis before this happened, okay? So what brought you here? Like, what was your reaction? Let's start off with, what was your reaction when you got the phone call from the people from ASIFA South and they said, hey, we want you to come and be a part of this event? What was your initial reaction?
Excitement. I'm very optimistic that Atlanta is sort of the next mecca for both animation and sort of this convergence between animation and technology. And that's sort of my background is virtual reality and merging those two story forms. So seeing different conferences and conventions pop up like this is what I live for. So it's exciting.
Yeah. And we just got through acknowledging everybody who's been a part of this weekend event. It's been about a 2-day weekend event here in Atlanta. And we just got through acknowledging all the great people that have taken a part of this amazing event. And so now, fast forward to now, we are here at the wrap party, right? So how much excitement have you received so far by just being around people, being around innovators and amazing, talented people who have brought a lot of great things to the animation industry?
Oh, it's been great. I feel you can sort of see it on everyone's faces, a lot of relief. They're excited. They're happy, when it's over, but they're happy everything went smoothly. I was very, very impressed by how smooth the conference went. And, they're still talking about next year, year 3 already.
Yeah, it's still going to be one of the most talked about events in the ATL, all right? So I want you to go ahead, before we let you go, sir, I want you to go ahead and give the people your social media handle and how can people follow you and how can people get in contact with you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow us on Twitter at DisruptTweet or me, Jack Wilmot, JackWilmot.
Okay. And any last remarks about your organization or what you want people to know?
No, that's it. Go out there and try virtual reality. It's going to change the world.
Virtual reality. Yes. Man, I would say I was about maybe like 9 or 10 when I first heard about virtual reality, and I thought it was just all make-believe. I was like, man, get out of here. Like, it's virtual reality ain't real, but it is real now.
Yeah, the future's now, man.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, sir, for taking time to talk to us. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the wrap party for the 2018 ASIFAC Animation Festival Conference. It's going down in the Highland area of Atlanta, which is North Highland Avenue. So stay tuned. Facebook Live. It's Beat Break Radio FM with yours truly, Sean Garvey, and Sha'ria Thomas behind the camera. We're going to have her come in front of the camera and talk to all the great people at the wrap-up party. It is going down. You all keep it locked.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Download the Beat Break 87 FM app on your Android, smartphone, and other mobile devices right now. Find it on Google Play, the App Store, BlackBerry World, BlackVibes.com, and iTunes under Home Team Radio. Beat Break 87 FM, Atlanta's new underground station.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Hi there, beautiful people. It's Sha'ria Thomas here, and I am reporting for Beat Break Radio, and we are out on location at the ASIFAC Animation Festival and Conference. And I have here with me Jeff Martell, and he's a filmmaker. So he's going to tell us a little bit about why he's here, and hopefully we gain a bit of information for those up-and-coming filmmakers that you can give back a little bit. So tell us a little bit about why you're here.
Yeah, happy to. So I'm here with my film. It's a short animated film. It's about 3 minutes long, and it's a music video. but it's a narrative music video. It's called Eli. The song is by Alexa Woodward off her album Might and I. And so I'm here as part of the Southern Spotlight. So I'm an animator from South Carolina. I also teach animation at the South Carolina Governor's School for the Arts and Humanities.
Oh, cool.
And I'm currently seeking my MFA at Clemson University in their digital production arts program. So I keep pretty busy. But it's great to be here with a film that I finally finished one, which is nice. Of course,
awesome.
In filmmaking, finishing is always the hard thing. But just an amazing group of people and beautiful theater, great facilities, and mixers and drinks. So
Most definitely.
No complaints.
Yes, most definitely. Well, congratulations on
Thank you.
creating and finishing that film of yours. And it sounds like you're very busy in the industry.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that myself being a singer as well, that you
Okay,
said
great.
it was a music video. So tell us a little bit about the theme of that.
Sure. So the song Eli is essentially a story about a young neglected boy, and it's based essentially off a true story. So Alexa grew up in I believe Pickens, South Carolina, and she always saw this little boy who was her neighbor,
Okay.
kind of playing outside and getting dirty and messy, but he also seemed a little bit neglected, like the parents weren't paying attention to him, and so she kind of from observing his life, she came up with this song, and it's I wouldn't call it bluegrass, but it's kind of a slow, very emotional song. It definitely resonated with me. It's got aspects to it that are a little strange.
Okay.
I think someone plays the saw. You know how the saw has, you bend a saw and you kind of bow over it. So it has kind of that theremin, otherworldly sound to it.
Okay.
And so when I made the film, I decided to go kind of magical realism. So it's a little boy who's trying to escape his circumstances.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So other than here at the festival, how could we find or even be able to view that?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Right now it's only available on Vimeo via private screener because it's still going around festival circuit, so I like to retain premiere status, but probably Q1 2019 I'll put it up on Vimeo for free, and
awesome.
And people will be able to view it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Great.
Yeah.
We're going to switch gears because I know that you said that you're also a professor, that is,
teacher.
right? A teacher.
Professor's
Well, I'll
a
call
little
you
too.
professor. I'll give him a bigger title than that. But you're, it's at a university or is that
it's high school level.
It's a high school level. Okay.
Governor's School for the Arts in Greenville, South Carolina. It is a high school, so the visual arts program there is for juniors and seniors, and it's a residential program, so the students apply to get in, and then if they get in, they choose to come, then they live on campus, and it's totally immersive. It's a very, very intense program, so they do their academics in the morning, and then they come in the afternoons and evenings and come into their studios and do their artistic classes.
That is great. Wonderful.
In visual arts, they take everything: printmaking, photography, ceramics, animation, of course, drawing, metals, all pretty much runs the gamut.
Okay.
And so it's an oasis in South Carolina. It's really amazing that the school exists.
Beautiful, wonderful. Wish we had a program like that in here in Georgia. Well, tell us a little bit about with animation being your field. If you were to give some advice to an upcoming aspiring animator, what path did you take? Tell us a little bit about the path that you took that guided you to become an animator.
Sure. That's a great question. For me, it's kind of a personal question. I started, and I won't bore anybody. I won't get into the full thing, but I studied to be a painter most of my life.
Okay.
And then I fell in love with kind of David Lynch films, and so I realized painters could be filmmakers.
Yes.
And then I went to film school. So after film school, I kind of got into animation, and then it went from there. So my background is painting, but also live action filmmaking, and then animation. But my main piece of advice to animators is persistence. It's persistence. It's a very difficult, time-consuming art form.
Okay.
It's not always gratifying, because it's. I think if you do your job really well, people don't see how much work you put into it because they're so involved in the world and they're so immersed in the work.
Right.
And then they hopefully love it and hopefully respond to it. But, you know, I don't think a lot of people who watch animation appreciate how much work goes into every frame of animation that happens. And maybe that'll always be the case, but you keep working anyway. You just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for that.
Sure.
So even though that your path did not begin with animation, just being within the creative realm helped you to navigate and even determine that that was an area of interest for you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's about personal expression, but I would say live action filmmaking prepared me for animation because it's collaborative.
Okay.
And you always have to work with other people. Even if you're, you know, it's very rare you run into a bedroom genius. Like, you need to have people around you who are viewing your work, people around you who are composing music for your work. You know, it's it really needs to be a communicative and a collaborative process.
Beautiful, wonderful. So, I really want to know, with you finally finishing that first finished product of being officially the filmmaker that completed his first film, and we know that you're launching hopefully 2019. How can we keep in touch with you?
That's a great question as well. You can go to my website, which is animartel.com. So it's Animation Martel, A-N-I Martel, M-A-R-T-E-L-L.com. Right now, it's kind of a stand-in site because I'm doing my MFA. My grad school is for 3D animation. And my background's 2D animation, so I kind of feel like I'm caught between worlds right now. But yeah, you can go there and see my work, see my drawings.
Awesome.
And then my Vimeo page will be updated along the way as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, Jeff Martel.
Absolutely.
We
Thank you
greatly
for having
appreciate you coming here with Beat Break Radio.
Yeah.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin P. Montgomery. I invented a boat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela!
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay, Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation is when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Hey, it's Beat Break Radio FM. Make sure you check us out on the web at BeatBreakRadioFM.com. And don't forget to follow us at Beat Break Radio on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Sean Garvey behind the microphone and Sha'ria Thomas behind the camera. And we have some amazing guests that decided to take a little bit out of their busy schedule. But not only that, but we're here at the 2018 ASIFAC Animation Conference Festival is going down here in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the wrap-up party where we're wrapping everything up, and they decided to take time out of the wrap-up party to sit down and have a conversation with us to talk about their attendance here. So let's start off with you, sir. What is your name and where are you from?
Hi, I'm Matt Franklin. I'm from Atlanta, the East Side, and I'm a
East Side?
Yep. East Side. Yeah. I'm a videographer, so I'm here with the conference capturing some interviews, kind of like what you're doing, and B-roll and helping them put together their promotional materials.
Okay, and what about yourself?
I'm Pauline. I live in Atlanta. I don't know if I can say I'm from here, but I've been here for quite a while, and I'm here with Matt doing the video promos and just kind of, just being here, helping out, and enjoying this event.
I want to talk about something real quick about videographer, because once upon a time I was a videographer myself, and it was so tedious. It's a very tedious profession. I mean, hats off to you guys, because you all put in the work and the energy and the time to turn something into a reality. What is the day in the life for you as a videographer?
Well, if the sweat on my forehead can tell you, I've been running around a lot. Right now, we're capturing the party. I've got 2 cameras running around, and it's just trying to see what's going on, who's talking to what. Is this interesting? Is that interesting? With this conference especially, there's so many different locations. We're trying to capture it all, and I'm working with Prosenjit, the marketing director, finding out what he needs, where he needs it, and how fast can I get there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of logistics and just kind of really being aware of what's going on.
Gotcha. Now, how big is animation? Because this is all about animation. How big is it for you guys? How big is it?
I'm actually an animator. So this is kind of my side thing, but it's his main thing.
Okay.
So I'm helping him, but I do animation as my job full time.
Full-time animator. Yeah. Wow. How long have you been doing it?
Actually, I haven't been doing it for that long. I was doing a lot of design after I got out of school, but I studied animation, and I've been working as an animator for about for just like a few months, actually.
A few months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me break in real quick. She also does animation on the side for us when we do personal projects, so she keeps herself busy.
Yeah, keeping it in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so talk to us. Like, what can you take away from this event? What can you take away from ASIFAC right now? Because it's so big. As you can see, we have a lot of people here. The wrap-up party. What can you take away from this event?
I think it's a really great way for people who are students as well as people who have been in the industry for a while to meet each other and just feel the great sense of community here in Atlanta. And I think I've heard from a lot of people this weekend that they're so glad this event is happening in Atlanta and that they can have this kind of community here. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Now, let me ask you this. This was a weekend event, of course. What was your favorite thing? What was your favorite moment of the animation conference?
Wow. We helped with the conference last year, and for me, I think just seeing how much it's grown, I've been all over it. I haven't really taken any one thing in. It's just been nice to see that the conference is doing so well. The short films, you can't get away from the short films, right? The short animations, the competition. We watched the Best in Show and all of those awards being handed out earlier tonight.
Right.
And, for me, I think that's the core of the conference, so, yeah.
Okay, what about you?
I don't know. There's just so much going on. I think that there's a lot of stuff to learn here as well as as you even just watching the short films, but also at some of the panels there's some really great people speaking here and teaching a lot of great stuff.
Great. Wonderful. So I want you to go ahead and let the listeners know how they can reach you or how they can follow you on all your social media handles.
So we're at Most Uniquest on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, also mostuniquest.com. That's most unique, and then add an ST at the end. And you can find us there.
There you go. See, he's just keeping it simple. You had to pull out the card. Okay. Now, before we let you go, tell us what projects are you all, both of you are working on or getting ready to work on now?
Me first. Well, like I said, we do some work on the side for ourselves. We work with other classmates. We both went to school together. So right now, I think the most interesting thing I'm doing is trying to put together a small team to do sketch comedy videos and things like that.
Okay.
I'm really not sure. One thing we did just do was we did a short horror, 15-second horror thing for a competition online. It is no big deal, but it was fun to do, and that's online on our YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Did I say YouTube earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. I said YouTube or also on Mixer. Yeah.
Nice. And if anybody wants to put together a project, you know, we have so many filmmakers, so many actors and actresses in the Atlanta market that are looking for people to do something for them, put together a video or something of that particular nature. They can come to you, or you may know somebody that you can refer them to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Like I said, we both went to school here at SCAD Atlanta. We have a lot of our classmates are still in the area, still working. So, yeah, it's a pretty good community.
And we definitely like to work with people who are looking for videographers to help them put something together.
Absolutely. They're here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So thank you all so much for sitting on the couch with us here at the wrap-up party. It's been great. It's been fun. It's Sean Garvey coming to you from the 2018 ASIFAC Animation Festival Conference wrap-up party. It's been a great time so far. So I'm going to go back out here and mingle with the great people here at this event. You all keep it locked right here to Beat Break Radio FM. We got more interviews coming up in just a few moments.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Hi there, beautiful people. Sha'ria Thomas here, back at you, and we are on location, Beat Break Radio, at the ASIFAC Animation Festival and the conference here. We are down, well, actually at the Highland West. Forgive me. There we go. Here. Let me get it back. Here we go. We are at the City Church East Side, and it's off of North Highland Avenue. Had to give me a moment, okay? I had a little brain fart right there. You know you have those sometimes, right? Right, Jessica?
All the time.
Yeah. I have Jessica with me, and she is actually a web developer, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about the reason she chose to be here, and what is her connection in terms of the animation industry.
Yeah, so I do a lot of volunteering for different animation organizations. Mm-hmm. I work for an organization called the Animation Show of Shows, mm-hmm. and basically they get a bunch of shorts together, and put it kind of into like a feature-length film.
Oh, okay.
And tour around the country showing it. But it's like, from all over. It's
awesome.
International films that are picked every year and then put into a feature-length film.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. So as a web developer, tell us what role that you play in that arena.
So basically, kind of like my niche is helping artists show their work, showcase their work, build their brands, create websites, digital marketing.
Right.
So just kind of like help artists promote themselves. Basically.
Beautiful. Yeah. We all need that promotion, most definitely. When you say digital marketing, that is something that's very interesting in this day and age, that we have to have that niche on marketing, whatever brand it is, not just in the animation field. Tell us a little bit just more in terms of what that means for digital marketing.
Yeah, so, Facebook advertising, Instagram, Google. So basically just targeting, people's audiences and getting people's work in front of the right people.
Okay.
Through online mediums, social media.
Got it. Okay. Being a web developer, we don't even consider that takes creative edge as well.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So tell us what goes into your work just in terms of bringing out that creativity for you and you as a person. How does that play out within your profession?
Yeah. Well, I'd say, it's definitely, there's a creative aspect, and then there's kind of like a analytical, logical side, too. So you're definitely kind of like using both sides of your brain, you know? So I love design. I'd say probably I'm more of a designer at heart, but I also enjoy like the technical aspects of it too.
Beautiful. I'm all about educating. Me and an entrepreneur, I've dabbled as a web designer myself.
Hey.
I'm definitely not on the level to where you are. So it's always about educating our audience and helping them to understand, because there might be someone out there that may want to pursue, you know, the field that you're in. So tell us a little bit about, if say that someone did want to go within your field, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, well, in the Atlanta area, there are a lot of boot camps where you can learn those skills. General Assembly is one place. That's where I actually went to learn full stack web development.
Okay.
And then there are a lot of like online courses that you can take on Udemy, and you know, you can just research, but it really comes down to you know, there's with web development, there's like front end and back end. So front end is more the visual aspects, and then back end development's more the functionality. So it really just depends on what you'd like to focus on.
Awesome. Wonderful. So bringing it back to where we are, why we are here at the ASIFAC Festival and Conference. Tell us what significance that this conference brings to you. Why would you say that it's important to be here today?
I think it's just important to get out and support other artists. This is an industry where people work really hard. Sometimes, you know, it's a lot of students. They don't have a lot of money. So I think animation is a great medium for awakening people and getting complex, you know, ideas across in like very simple ways. I think it's like a great agent of change. So that's why I try to support animators and animation.
Awesome. So we want to make sure that people are able to reach out to you, Jessica, as well, with you being a web developer. So tell us, how can we find you? How can someone be able to get some assistance from you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to me on Instagram. I guess that's the easiest, and it's just at JessAnnaOB.
JessAnnaOB. You got it here. Thank you again, Jessica, for being with us. And we are at the 2018 ASIFAC Animation Conference and Festival, and we hope that you tune back in at Beat Break Radio FM.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Download the Beat Break 87 FM app on your Android, smartphone, and other mobile devices right now. Find it on Google Play, the App Store, BlackBerry World, BlackVibes.com, and iTunes under Home Team Radio. Beat Break 87 FM, Atlanta's new underground station.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Good evening, Beat Break Radio listeners. It's Sha'ria Thomas here, and I am out on location at the 2018 ASIFAC Conference and Festival. It's all about animation today, this evening, and I am with Win. I am going to attempt his last name. I don't want to mess it up. I'm going to give it over to Win.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
He is a great, awesome animator. I have been waiting for this interview, and he does not even know how excited I am about having him here on the couch for Beat Break Radio. We are so excited to have you here because what I know is that you've completed 10 projects.
Yeah, if I recount a number of projects.
Okay, yes.
So that's about
I want to know that there are people out there, specifically, I have a great son that is aspiring to be an animator.
All right.
So with you, and I would say that you are successful at what you do with already having 10 completed projects under your belt. That tell us a little bit about what led you down this path to becoming an animator.
Well, okay, the thing is, I animate, but it's a specific task, specific job.
Yes.
I work as a previs artist.
Okay.
Previs is short for pre-visualization artist. So let me explain what previs artist is.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's basically like, suppose the director wants to create this like awesome, intense, like VFX heavy shot, right? But the thing is, visual effects is expensive, you know, and it takes a lot of time to render. So what do? We want to create mock-ups of those visual effects shots with cheap 3D assets. That's where we come in. We with Maya or other 3D software, we design the shots with like cheaper assets.
Yes,
and we're very, very quick on it. We design the shots. We tell a story. We edit. We animate the characters.
Beautiful. Awesome. And you said this word about Maya, is it? Is the software.
Yeah, Maya software.
Tell us a little bit about those of us who really want to get into the world of animation. What are those specific softwares, gear? What is important in terms of the field of animation that is needed to be successful in the field?
The thing is, I wouldn't think too much about what tools you're going to use. To be honest, I would just try to focus on sharpening the principles of animation. Because those, even though I've been mainly involved in feature film projects, the principles of like, squash and stretch, staging, composition, all these like basic principles of animation are still applied. So but for tools wise, I mean, Maya is like the industrial standard for 3D animation.
Yes. Awesome. So that's just a standard software that someone could go out and purchase on their own.
And if you want to go for a free 3D software, there's Blender.
Okay.
So, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what really aspired you or sparked you to go into the field of animation?
What aspired me?
Yes.
I have a passion for telling stories, and it kind of started when I was studying architecture in my undergrad year. I did not enjoy drawing buildings or sections.
Oh, goodness.
But in the midst of that, though, I took a series of classes with a group of undergraduates called like capstone animation, where we worked together to create a short film. And we did this short film that's about like a love story that takes place at a Pike Place market in Seattle. It was a really fun, intense project, and I really loved it. I don't mind how difficult 3D animation is, because you get to design the characters, you get to tell a story, and you get to showcase your work in film festivals too. Yeah. And that's what I really like about animation, is that you get to tell stories visually and in your own way. So I pursue animation for graduate school after that.
Awesome. I love that. That perspective is about telling a story.
Yes.
And telling a story through the creation of animation.
Yes.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about how can we find you? If someone really wanted to reach out to you, see your work, those 10 projects that you've completed, how would we reach out to you?
You might have run into me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Or you probably have seen my website called winanimates.com. That's where I showcase my demo reel. I haven't uploaded stuff from work yet, but eventually I will once I have the chance. You can find me on Facebook and social and LinkedIn. Maybe.
And that would be under Win.
Yeah, Win Lira Santana. That's my last name.
There we go. Yes.
Yes.
We'll have that spelling for you next time. All right. Thank you again, Win. We appreciate this time for you. Again, it's Sha'ria Thomas here at the 2018 ASIFAC Conference and Festival, and we are having a great time.
Thank you very much.
Want to catch up on all the latest news, music, entertainment, and Beat Break shows? We got it on demand at BeatBreakRadioFM.com and on the iHeartRadio app under Beat Break 87 FM.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. I tried to put it off. but I can't, it's on me. Try to blame the other man, but I can't, it's on me. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Right back at you. It's Sha'ria Thomas here. We are still here at the 2018 ASIFAC Conference and Festival here in Atlanta, Georgia at the City Church East Side off of North Highland Avenue. I have with me Jules. Jules, I don't remember your last name, but that's okay because you're going to tell me that.
I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Jules Primus.
Yes,
that's
Jules
me.
Primus. And Jules, tell us a little bit about what you do and why did you decide to be here at the fest today?
Sure. So I am a story artist and concept designer. I make a lot of original comics and content. And I was part of the ASIFA Creative Incubator Program. So that's how I got involved with ASIFA. And this film festival just seemed like a really great opportunity to see some of the great local art that's being made by a lot of our animators in Atlanta and internationally as well. So it's been great. I've got to meet, in person some of the people that have made these beautiful films.
Yeah.
And it definitely was just a great weekend all around.
Awesome. Yeah. Wonderful. So tell us just a little bit about, we like to educate and inform our listeners, and we'd like to know, say that someone chose to be in the field that you're in. What would it take to actually be where you are? And tell us, how did you get there?
Absolutely. Well, it is certainly, everybody has their own path, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I would say, a big part of it is building up a social media presence for sure, especially when you have very limited resources in other places. For me, I was fortunate enough to be able to go to SCAD for a year and get some, some information there from some of the great teachers in their sequential art department.
Tell us what SCAD is for those that don't know.
Sure. So SCAD stands for sequential, what am I saying? SCAD stands for the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Yeah, right.
And my major was in sequential art, so I studied comics and previs stuff for animation. So, and even if you don't go to school for it, though, there is, there's so many people here in Atlanta that just want to meet you, that just love talking to people, we're all one big community, and we're all looking to help each other out. And it comes down to, I hate to say it, but, sometimes it does come down to who you know, but I don't mean that in a bad way, because it goes to show who's dedicated, who actually wants to get out there and, create a good reputation for themselves and create those positive relationships with other people around them. And, being able to say yes to any opportunity that comes your way, even if it's not exactly in your field.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I would recommend, because that's where I've got to where I'm at, is doing a lot of hard jobs.
Yes.
A lot of different jobs that, had nothing to do with where I'm at right now, but helped introduce me to people, and just seeing everything as an opportunity and being able to hone in on what in particular you're really most passionate about, and being able to devote at least a couple hours of your day to studying that, even if you have to work a full-time job doing something totally different. Yeah. Just trying to find a little bit of time every day to draw and to share your work online, and to just at least, over social media, connect with other people and start to build that network. So,
I love that. That is some great information and advice for those. And it sounds like you're already doing that, in the fact of when you say, really honing into that opportunity and really creating the opportunity by just saying yes. And being within the connection of others to help to get that work out there and the visual of who you are and what you represent to be seen. So I thank you for your time, Jules. Tell us a little bit about how we can see your work and find you.
Sure. So you can find me on Instagram. My username is Iguanadonis.
Ooh, I love that. Okay,
right. It's like
now.
A beautiful iguana.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is how I would describe myself. So it's just spelled iguana, like the animal. Okay. And then DONIS. And my Twitter handle is Iguanadonis1. Okay. Because somebody took my name.
They took your unique title, huh?
I know. I was shocked. But yeah, you can find me on there, and from there, the links to my website and portfolio are all on those pages as well. And you can find me on Facebook as well, just under Jules Primus. And I love receiving messages from people. I love being able to help the community however I can and help people that are struggling to make those connections, help kind of weave them into the web of other passionate artists.
Great.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. So you heard it here. Jules Primus is with us, and she gave us her information, her insight, her recommendation for those that are up and coming. So hopefully you use that information again at Sha'ria Thomas here on location at the 2018 ASIFAC Festival and Conference. And we'll check you out later.
Listen to Beat Break 87 FM on the go. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app from the app marketplace, including Amazon, Google Play, and the App Store. View photos, videos, and Beat Break 87 shows on your mobile device. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app now for free.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Hello there. It's Sha'ria Thomas here, back at you, still wrapping it up at the wrap-up party for the 2018 ASIFAC Conference and Festival, and we are having a great time here. So many people out here that are supporting ASIFAC and the great presenters that received awards, and one of them is here with me that is a participant, and I have Seth with me. Hi, Seth.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. How are you this evening?
I'm great. This was it's been a really great festival. I was glad to be a part of it, not the festival itself. But
yes.
I was part of the incubator
okay.
that ASIFA put on. I believe we were the first incubator group.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what that means. What was the incubator group about?
It's a 12 weeks intensive where we work with ASIFA and we work with a company called School of Humans in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working on an actual client project.
Okay.
So we're working at their office on half every Saturday, and then throughout the week we do about 10 hours of work each. So it's about like a part-time job.
Okay.
And so we've broken our team. I think there's about 10 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got like a design team, we've got like a management team.
Okay.
It's really just to get people in the door to like have a real working environment as far as like working with a client on a project.
Awesome. Yes. And Seth was telling me that he actually is a student in animation.
At KSU.
At KSU. So tell us a little bit about what consists of your studies at KSU animation and what got you there.
What got me there?
Mm-hmm.
I started animating, I believe it was when I was getting more into mobile game design.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like moving the characters. Like I started with like the run cycle and the walk cycle.
Okay.
And then from there, I wanted to just get a better understanding of the fundamentals. And at KSU and at most schools, like they teach you the basics first. So you start with like the bouncing ball, then you get like the walk cycle. But it really just shows like they show you like the different programs to use, but then also like a strong foundation so you can animate in different styles, and techniques, and stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah. What made you interested actually in the animation field? What I understand that you kind of dived into it on the gaming end, but really what inspired you to really go more into animation?
I think it was I guess it was just having things that kind of come to life or have the illusion of life. I love illustrating too, but they don't get to move around and you're essentially the actor. So it's kind of like acting for introverts. I mean, I would never act on a stage, but through a character, it's actually a lot of fun. And people applaud your work and not you as much, or if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I like being behind the screens, like, the eyes, like creating stuff, and they applaud my work and not so much me.
Yes, that definitely makes sense. I get that, most definitely. So tell me, just in wrapping up, what made this a significant conference to attend for you?
Okay. Well, I got to meet a lot of people, a lot of great people. Not just the people that put on the conference who know everyone, but also I got to meet, I forgot his last name, Jeff, but he had an animation.
Martell.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he had his own short in the program, and I don't know, he was really helpful. So it's about meeting people. It's about being in zeitgeist. I don't know if I'm using that word rightly, but like if you're out networking and meeting people, you're not only like getting inspired and you're inspiring other people, but you're making connections, you're making friends,
right?
And that's what it's all about for me, anyways. But then also, really, I get inspired. Like after watching these today, like I really want to go home and animate now.
Awesome, yeah. And speaking of that, do you have any work or anything that you're working on? And if you wanted any one of our listeners or any of those that are watching now to reach out to you, how can we do that?
You can either go to my website, sethbyrd.com, SETHBYRD, or Instagram, which is the same name, Seth.period.bird.
Okay.
And then you can find all my stuff.
Thank you, Seth. We appreciate you for checking in with us at the 2018 ASIFAC Animation Festival here for Beat Break Radio.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Right now, Beat Break Radio is taking it to the streets to find out what's happening in your city.
Okay, Sha'ria. I was about to call you Sha'ria. Sha'ria. I had so much of a great time here at the 2018 ASIFA South with a CFAC. ASIFAC conference, and we want to send our appreciation to everybody that came out and attended and were interviewed at this special occasion. So we really appreciate all the attendees, the animators, and the participants, and even the volunteers and supporters and staff members for putting the time, energy, and making this thing happen. And best believe there will be another one like this next year in 2019, and we will be back here bigger and better. And there was a lot of stuff that you learned from interviewing everybody that participated in the interview process. So what have you learned? Like, really quick, what have you learned so far about animation?
About animation, really the back makings of animation, the path that it takes, and recognizing that just being in the creative industry that it branches off. You know, even if having a filmmaker, he started off with within the filmmaking field, but then he branched into animation. I like the fact that I heard from one of them really kind of a theme about telling the story, and we don't really consider that when we think about animation. It's just really cartoon kind of come to mind when we think about animation, but it's telling the story, and I like the fact that they really focused on being able to tell that story. Yeah.
And there was a lot of storytellers that were a part of this event, and those storytellers are animators as well. Yes. So you can find great storytelling in anything, whether it's animation or non-animation films. There's a part of storytelling that's in all of the projects that they put together and that they put out there. So we really appreciate all the animators for doing that and for being such of a very important cause and a very important movement. So make sure you tune in to all of the shows on Beat Break Radio FM. Go to beatbreakradiofm.com and check out all the interviews that we have covered at the 2018 ASIFA South ASIFAC Animation Festival Conference here in Atlanta, Georgia. I go by the name of Sean Garvey. Make sure you follow me at Sean Garvey on Facebook, Sean Garvey ATL on Twitter and on Instagram.
Beautiful. And I'm Sha'ria Thomas, and you can follow me at I am Sha'ria Thomas on Instagram, Sha'ria Thomas, SHA''RIA on Facebook, and the Well Coach for You on Twitter.
Absolutely. All right. So this has been a great wrap-up party, and as you can see, or you probably listening in the background, they are really wrapping up. Literally, they're wrapping up.
Yes, they are. Get out!
So I wonder where the after party is going to be at. This is an after party, but the after party.
After party.
Yeah.
Where it's time to dance and get it in.
All right. Thank you to Pros for making this happen.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is. For Pros making this happen. Shout out to Ginger, the animator, for having us be a part of this amazing event. Yes. And once again, I want to encourage you all to come out to the 2019 ASIFA South ASIFAC Animation Conference Festival next year. We will be back. And thank you to everybody. All right.
Thank you.
We out.
Y'all next time.
See ya.
Beat Break Radio FM, Atlanta's new underground station. Online 24/7 at beatbreakradiofm.com.